Welcome back. It's the grand final. We've got NaVi and Gambit. And NaVi, as you can tell, getting themselves fired up in a big way to play on the third and final map, Inferno. And Gambit also in a huddle.
Yeah, getting close. You gotta like that. It is the $500,000 map. The map to seal it for Gambit. Really proof that this year was a fantastic start, followed by a slow increase in great results on land, topped off by that big win at a huge tournament with a ton of strong teams. And this just would mean the world to them as an organization, mentally going into a break. I mean, nothing's going to feel better than that.
And obviously, from NaVi's point of view, completing that lower bracket run to get in and win the grand is a rare thing that almost never happens.
Right, yeah.
So that's what they're trying to do, obviously, on the other side. Inferno, the classic, the fantastic deciding map, always the only map, I believe, with 3 different animals on it as well.
Dog. That a barking dog.
4 then. There's a horse somewhere too.
There's a horse, right?
So 4. Goldfish and chickens. Humans too, technically.
If I'm on the map, there's 5, baby.
Well, we're gonna see. There could be some more, definitely, that we haven't counted in that. NaVi and Gambit ready to kick it off now on Inferno. Absolutely cannot wait. NaVi looked like they could have maybe even lost that map on Ancient. There was a moment there where things were getting a bit shaky, but they managed to wake themselves up and get back into the mix of things with Electronic and with Simple leading the charge. And now we're going to start NaVi on the CT side and Gambit on the T side.
Yeah, and as we get farther and farther away from all the past results and we get our telescope out and we look back and see, you know, just the 1s and 0s of all the map wins, if we go back and watch the actual games, it's always really competitive. You know, no matter what the scoreline will tell you, these two teams, they either love playing against each other or hate it, but it's because they know each other so well, and that's what's going to make Inferno tantalizing to watch here in the most pressured situation.
Without a doubt. Inters really wants to check that corner over at the B-bomb site, but Hobbit's also on a mission. Gonna find just the head of Simple. No one actually hitting a shot there. So the battle will be delayed just a bit. They're gonna bring the bomb back for some top mid control. Still plenty of time for Gambit to do what they want here.
Or tries Moto Smoke to just separate the defense a little bit, hit lane really quickly, and Bit will have a call to action.
Oh, that Molotov is really frustrating. He's pushed out. He can't really stand in this bomb site or in the pit any longer. It's Bit and Simple instead. A double headshot for Simple. Could he land one more? Low on health as Electronic down there, but he did survive the flames. And finally, they're going to find him. Perfecto has fought him and Simple with the final headshot. Ooh. That fight took so long that eventually that B defense got just in time to save the day.
Oh man, like you said, that frustrating Molotov, it took out all the space for Electronic. He was stood on the other side of it, but just in time was Bit on the rotation, Simple within the site to take all the attention back. And that was huge because Electronic continued to have impact. They knew that all the while they had to fight forward into the site, but Electronic was just sitting there waiting for his opportunity to peak, and they didn't deal with that threat. So NaVi win another pistol. That's 2 off the last map, 1 into this one.
Good beginnings. Yes. Tech9, though, now being brought out.
Yeah, we saw Simple, I want to say Simple play against Liquid. Of course, NaVi played against Liquid, but it was honestly, the team did not look great when they played against Liquid on the map, but Simple pulled out 36 kills or something absolutely absurd. Is that absurd anymore? I don't know what's absurd. He keeps pushing the bar.
Yeah, really has been another amazing year for him, hasn't it? We're just going to get traded. Not really a great start to this round for NaVi. It looked like if Simple could have got that kill and got away over at Archway, things would have been fine. But he ended up going down, and now Perfecto's pushed it down and is actually in second mid, which means there is a weird wave. Oh, he's going to catch him right away. I was going to say, if somehow Perfecto goes down here, they actually have a pretty clean run back to the bomb site, but nice burst from that MP9 to take down Shiro. Okay.
Yeah, and a nice little move from Perfecto to take the underpass route, considering he had the MP9. If he ran back down mid, he would have got spotted. Hobbit gets taken out. 2 players alive for NaVi, and this is where the energy, I feel like, is the main difference maker, right? The energy in map 3, knowing that you're so near to the finish line. It's the end of the marathon finally. You can start to sprint, and now that you've survived map 2, I think this is where the emotions are going to be very high, and the pressure as well on Gambit.
Yeah, it's got to be mounting. I mean, I think already they've managed to they've managed to sort of outlive the onliners rumor, right? They've put up a great fight already, and they've played a really good tournament. So I think that part is probably already cemented, but just the victory in their hearts of walking away with a win against NaVi here, that would feel so good.
No, it's like they have the S rating on the year. They're literally just looking for the S+, the S++. If they get this, then it validates all of the online results in a way that wouldn't be possible before.
Yeah.
Because of all of those tournament wins in a row. So, yeah. Gambit as an organization have done magical things this year with all of their FPS players. A welcome addition to the Tier 1.
Yeah, really good to see. Good, good signs. We talked a lot about the CIS region and what they've managed to accomplish so far, and I mean, the amount of talent that's out there still even being picked up is wild.
What is going on?
I don't know, but they found the formula.
Yeah.
So defense here for NaVi is really far back, which is understandable when you know that Gambit aren't going to be having that much to work with. You don't want to push up and lose a rifle at a corner somewhere forward on the map. MP9 for Electronic, not even going to get flashed in, just waits for the contact play, and will take down Hobbit. So it's a pretty good start right here. Deep nade, actually going to chase down Shiro. That is so much damage.
A bunch of short guys with short health bars now.
They're going to get wiped out. The third round on the board for NaVi.
Yeah, they get mauled. So yeah, I mean, at least because they had that match versus Liquid, where honestly the team as a whole looked a little uncomfortable. Some rounds were closer than they needed to be. I think the main problem was they were doing that thing where they just blindly gamble like way too often. And when they have a great game, it's when they blindly gamble, but you just see all the T's run into them. But in this one, Liquid called a good enough game. They avoided him a number of times. And you're like, oh, NaVi, they're literally just guessing. That's what it felt like. But after that, I'm sure they've talked about it. And Simple put it down to something as simply as we weren't feeling each other on Inferno. Of course, there's so much more to that statement, but it's something that you have to kind of watch to see for yourself.
Oh, the layered flashbangs. That was an unending rain of flashbangs that landed on Boomich. And that actually works out for them. They do trade eventually. Inters goes down in return there, but still, good way to try and get that control. It's weird what you mentioned, because you would think that on a map like this, having Bit in one bomb side, Electronic in the pit, what more do you need? Like, that's already such a ridiculous defense, you know?
Yes, and then Simple just rotates like a madman.
I know. Yeah, he is everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be like 5 rotations around on a map that feels so big and punishing to make those moves. That is the beauty of it, for sure. Now with Perfecto as a side anchor, and a bit in this spot, actually, you know, it's actually sometimes a little bit better because you can throw really powerful flashes that can't be dodged so easily from back here. And Perfecto will take his one peek. He'll actually get out, so maybe they'll hold this nade. Oh, but Perfecto doesn't live on his way out.
Great Molotov and HE, but they can't capitalize on it. Even I mean, they don't even know that they did that much damage. So
yeah,
it's going to be the round for Gambit in a really of an interesting fashion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a crazy situation, actually. They thought that there might have been a timing on CT, and that's why Bit worked his way out of the site. But they were wrong about that. How did that gun go all the way over the half wall?
I don't know. Sure.
That's crazy.
Fair enough, then. 3-1. Gambit going to exit through CT spawn and will not run into anyone there either. But that was a round that looked to me like it was won almost too easily, considering the 4-on-4 situation. I don't mind necessarily that looked like NaVi wanted to rotate that into a 1-3 setup, which just mathematically, if you think about it for a second, right? If you don't do that and you play 2A 2B, you're kind of guaranteeing a 2 versus 4 fight to happen, which is just a bit uncomfortable some of the time, right?
Yeah, for sure. It depends on your very specific setups, but yeah, in this one, you know, Perfecto, either he's got to get damage, or I think honestly with the way he was rotating out, he was just going to save the whole time, and they were weak on A as well. So yeah, it didn't look like a very good setup no matter which way you spliced it, but because they saved the guns, they get to pretend like it didn't happen.
Intas got caught by that Molotov going down through the underpass. I think that's why he's down to 28.
Oh, and he had to crawl out of it.
Yeah, he had to crawl out of it. I don't even know how it follows him that long. This is a really good Molotov to know, the one that NaVi just threw on the other side. Simple, realizing they're close, and he will take 2 of them with him. So, not even going to fall back behind it. Just wants to keep pushing. Puts up a smoke. And just playing at the corner. He's expecting for someone to walk through, I think. He picks up another smoke on the ground from one of the people that he managed to take down. And now it's a 5 versus 2. So from Gambit's point of view, super frustrating to win that last round in such a good fashion and then just run into a wall on this map, or in this round.
Yeah, on the bright side, they kept 4 alive, but on the dark side, it's the only round they've won. One more tactic to try something out, but they're testing an absolute beast. And a second to support him. Shiro, I'm sure he feels like he's getting flanked, so an awkward spot for him.
He's got a chicken with him up there, Launders. He could send it out.
Yeah, how does that work? I actually don't know. I mean, you press E on it, and then can you send it out, or just
I don't think you can
pass?
say they can follow you. I think, but you can't send it. That is the next level if you could, though.
Yeah, we need to microchip these chickens.
Get them into action. They know that he's up there.
There might be like one guy from PETA in chat, right? Just who's writing an email now.
They always are.
Yeah.
Times. I don't know why he's doing this. I feel like this is a big mistake for Shiro. Time is going to be running out, but they're surely going to come for him. There's the jump up. Dies after the clock has run out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Like they're triangulating his coordinates. Every second that passes, it's one more spot that he can't be, and they've already got everything cleared. He didn't know for sure about the full flank and was hoping they were scared of him.
This kill for Electronic is a good illustration of why he's such an annoying player in the pit, because they did everything right. They throw the Molotov, he doesn't have a smoke to put it out, he is forced into a fight that is in an angle that's being held by an opponent, and he just wins it anyway.
Yeah, the huge value of playing in the pit is the fact that you can either peek that little broken half wall or the left side if you want to, and just hanging that over your opponent's head is where the magic happens. But once the molly comes down and they know it's in the next 2 seconds, you peek and they're on full concentration. That's where all your advantages are gone, but he'll still get the kill.
Yeah.
That's what you got to go up against when you sign up to play CS.
Yeah, Electronic. 4 kills in him right now. Not super spectacular. Simple is 9-1. So that's real bad news for Gambit.
Yeah, I'm going to just take a look at his stats this tournament, just after this last match as well.
Yeah, he's been playing well. There's just no doubt about it. Well, while you do that,
he's past Zaiwu. He's
Oh,
past Zaiwu. Zaiwu came down to a 1.35 and Simple's up to a 1.39 across 14 maps to the 8 maps of Zaiwu. And coming out of yesterday, it was 1.51 for Zaiwu to 1.26 for Simple. So the tables have turned.
that is so
The lazy
crazy.
Susan is spinning. Wow.
Well, he wants to finish the year strong.
Dude, leave it to him in a tournament where everyone's having like the best tournament of their career and of the year, and then he's just coming out on top.
Still unaffected by it. Oh, gonna get another kill there to take down NaVi. Yeah, it's like it doesn't matter, like with the speed of light, how fast everyone else is moving. Still relative to Simple. Stuff the same
Yeah,
way.
true.
Is that a slightly nerdy reference? All right. Simple tries for a flick. Perfecto over at the archway, and they don't check the right way. He's going to get one of them, but there are 2 more coming, and yep, they know where he is this time. Good little shot into the wall to bait him into the peak, and they are ready for it as well. Boomich, though, gets one quick spray, and it's a nice 180 to take down Inters, leaving Shiro on his own. And he can't really win this round, can he?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he is the guy to clutch if there's going to be one. So 20 seconds up, and he still has a bit of a kit here. He would love to be able to find an opening duel, but now they can just start charging him if he puts the plant down. So we'll see. He's got the space that he needs to get the plant up, but they're punishing him for it. And it's played perfectly. I mean, yeah, no outs whatsoever. It needs to come in, one player to see if he faked it, and that would have just bled the clock down. So at the very least for Gambit, the tiny silver lining on a very dark cloud is the money that they get from the plant. Oh, have a seat.
That's comfortable.
Like that.
If you're going to die,
That's how I want to die. Yeah.
Leaned it back. Some 5-1 with, again, Simple up to 10 right now. Not exactly great news, is it? For the other side. He's got as many kills as the entire Gambit team right now.
Oh, why'd you have to put it like that? And last round, Inters didn't clear Boomich. He actually ran past the second pillar, coming through the speedway, and Boomich was sitting there facing the other direction. So that may have just been a free frag and the round in itself. But instead, we're here writing the NaVi story, or reading it, narrating it.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure, isn't it? Given the fact that what the quality of what we're watching here kind of writes itself, doesn't it? You mentioned this earlier. We talked about Electronic being in the pit, and them also having, if they want to, they can rotate bit over to B if they want. They could also just have Perfecto and Boomich play out there like they are now. But the real issue is how mobile Simple is. So if you had to call a strategy out of spawn for Gambit, you really have no idea where you're going to run into Simple, right?
Yeah, that's the problem on a lot of maps, really, and that's why he is the best performing player on every map except the one he doesn't play, which is Vertigo. It's because of the amount of rotations. I think on CT side, it's more than Zywoo, more than Shiro, more than all these other players. So if he's having a good game, he amplifies it directly by just being not just finding the sites that the play's going to end up in, but going to see if it's going to be the site preemptively.
Could be an interesting round if they could get the opening with the Tech 9s here. Tech 9s are pretty dangerous, even still. 3 versus 5, sure, but if they could have got in there, maybe there could have been somebody to play behind. It doesn't work out. Boomich is being loud, and also got a quad kill in that round. No bomb plant either. So far, Gambit have had 2 bomb plants. One of them defused, the other one worked.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fire on this one after Boomich. Really just pinched the flame, and then they all fell back, comfortable positions. Perfecto smoke. It connects these 2 pillars between quad and Emo, and then, you know, if you have rifles, you can run around and spray through it a lot more easily. The Tech 9s, I mean, they were basically just using noisemakers, right? I don't think Perfecto was scared at all.
No, did not seem like it. 3-man setup over at the B-bomb side early on, but Simple pushing aggressively over at the A-apps, taking up a position. He's got Electronic there with him. There is a bit of a spam coming through. Yeah, they don't like that.
Yeah, and this is the pervasiveness from Simple now. He took that aggressive opening, and they haven't found out about it, so he can move on to other plays. Keep that one in his back pocket for the future. He likes to go for the full halls push every once in a while. And the scariest version of NaVi is the one that's comfortable playing passively. If your team cannot win these rounds, and they will happily go into passive CT setups and let Simple take first contact. They get flashed off position. Arch is wide open. There's a timing here, but there's no one left on the B side, so it doesn't lead me to believe they're going to go through Arch.
Oh, and he's pushing up as they're trying to take out, because you're right, they found that opening in the defense, but now they have to go back and deal with Simple through the smoke. He takes down Shiro, and now he's back looking towards the library. He actually realizes someone's there behind him. He takes the shot, and one more second, he would have had Hobbit as well, you could tell. But this is a good wrap right now for Gambit. Perfecto and Boomich, though, they have a bit of a health advantage, actually.
Oh, I wish they had some impact utility. Look at the HP on Axile and Inters.
Yeah, one grenade will go over there. Could have made a difference. They're being slowed down. There's another Molotov even on Inters. I think Perfecto's picked up a Molotov of his own. This is still very, very hard to win. And now that they're getting slowed down and burned out of the bomb site again, it is no longer worth it. Hobbit is going to make sure that Gambit get that second round on the board finally. Man, I thought Simple was going to win that round.
You wish a play like that amounts to a round, right? Like, such a sick move from him, and yeah, even gets an extra damage through the flick, through the default box, all the way on the R-trap. Understands that someone's trying to peek him from the halls, but says, I got to take this timing here. Basically, you know, he's a freelancer. He doesn't have a boss in that situation. He's just trying to make the most that he can out of it, and nearly squeezes water from Stone, but just needed a touch more help. But this smoke is like so tricky, and then this beautiful visualization from Simple to go wide on that clear. Shiro cannot keep up.
Imagine if he would have landed that shot on Hobbit, what could have happened. But good stuff from Hobbit himself. Double kill in that round, 6-2. NaVi's economy is pretty good, but it's not a bottomless pit of money that they're working with here. They can run out.
Yeah, but as long as they've got that up, they got the utility, I think they're feeling pretty good. So let's see. And whether Gambit know it or not, they won that round by the skin of their teeth.
And this time, again, different setup. Simple this time, playing B-bomb site with the AWP. Keeping them guessing, making it very, very hard to know.
And this is the punishment game for the walkouts that Gambit always like to try to do. Simple doesn't have to go out very far. He does have to be a little bit more patient with Gambit than he would with some other teams. But they don't like using their utility all at once. You know, they'll be very sparing about it. And that can lead to some dry walkouts. You just don't know which ones they're going to skip. That's the tricky part.
So far, they've got banana control. Not quite top mid yet, but I mean, it's nice to have that. 45 seconds. They're going to go back and try and force their way into top mid.
No mollies left for the CT side. So these two smokes could mean a lot. Electronic still got his.
Oh. Can they burn it out?
Not get himself out of here, and he has to peek. Oh, and they don't clear it.
I thought they would have thrown a Molotov, another headshot to follow it up, and this is looking great for Perfecto. They wish they'd used that Molotov now. It's almost too late. Shiro, if he misses that kill, the round is over, and it even still might be. Electronic, the king of that pit position, going to be able to take one more with him, and that is a 7-2 scoreline with Gambit only losing Perfecto.
That's a bit of mark on the record. You know,
Yeah.
that's a moment where they don't clear Clubby properly. Perfecto does not have a smoke to use to get out of here. He had 0 utility in total, so he was right for the picking. They come in, they make a mistake. They have Shiro on a Molotov. They have 3 players there. They could have all cleared it, and it cost them an entire round. So Perfecto is going to be laughing all the way to the bank.
But you said sometimes they like to skip some of that utility, and I mean, maybe this is one of the... Obviously, the benefit, by the way, just in case Perfecto was not there, is that if you throw the Molotov, obviously, the rest of the bomb site will hear it. So it's not like they just didn't want to do it or were lazy about it. There is an upside to not doing it. It's just when someone's there.
They started running.
Yeah.
And they didn't physically clear it either.
Tough indeed. Okay. Orb in play. 3 AKs picked up on the CT side. That can also get pretty difficult to peek against.
That's how you lose rounds. Stick to those M4s.
Oh, you want the other way. You want to shoot for the smoke?
Yeah, they're throwing the buff away.
All right. That could be true. We'll see.
Boomich is he's real comfortable here at the half wall. He spotted all the way down, so the rotations will start. Oh, come over. But look how deep this lurk is from NaVi. However, look who... Oh, okay. All right.
Hobbit got deep into it as well. Electronic inside of the site. Bit is going to be traded right away. 55 seconds. What a headshot from Exile. Takes down Electronic, and they want to pack it out. They know it's not worth it, especially looking at the bank accounts here. Might not be a good idea to throw it away.
That was a desk slammer. That was simple. Was right there.
Yeah.
Holding the op out.
It's like he was thinking about it for a second, like, wait a minute, there could be someone here.
Ooh. Crispy tap from NaVi on the second one on Bit.
Yeah.
And he's been dragging Gambit through a few of the rounds in this series, whether he's been top fragging or not.
And I think NaVi must also be comfortable kind of giving them a third round. Like, it's only a third round. Not that big of a deal if we don't fight to the end on this one. And none of them are consecutive, right? They lost 3 in a row, then they won 1. Then they lost another 3 in a row. Now it's a little bit better, but still... It's been really tough. Still only the 4 bomb plants so far in the first 10 rounds.
Yeah, no, it's not super convincing, and I wouldn't say like NaVi are on some other level at the moment. There's definitely an opening here or there. We've seen a couple of bad rounds, some weird rotates out, stacking the wrong site. So similar scenes to the last time they played it. I don't know how confident they are, but I feel like it's the LAN, it's the finals. I feel like that's making the difference for NaVi. They feel very good right now playing against Gambit. I think we saw them be so happy that it just feels like they know they're not going up against the sickest version of Gambit either. Gambit are going to have to find it within themselves to light that spark.
And a bit of an interesting switch up that round with Bit playing pit and Electronic playing inside of the...
I don't even know what's more annoying. I feel like they could... If you have either Electronic or Bit on your team, you put them in pit.
Yeah.
When you have both, what do? Change them up every once in a while.
It's just too much going on, isn't there? Yeah. Very, very hard to deal with. So impressive that they found a way out. Simple. Back with another AWP. And still about 6,500 on Boomich in spite of the fact that they've lost a couple of rounds here. Interesting that they still have the cash to keep buying. Exile playing aggressively, trying to edge that smoke, but at the same time, Simple's going to get Hobbit in a flashbang. Shiro had actually turned for it. It's a really good move, but it'll still cost him his life as Boomich will pick up a second kill.
Yeah, and here's where, it just takes the wind out of the sails of the lurks. If NaVi finds an opening, it's probably a bit too late. Simple will read the first 2 kills of this round perfectly. He comes out mid, that deep play into the stairs, and he does that while they're taking aggressive B control, so it feels like NaVi, I guess from Gambit's perspective, would never do that much all at once, and it catches them both off when they're coming in to try to make up for the fact they lose their opening banana kill. But where's Boomich? He's in his favorite spot up on the sandbags.
Yeah, they're really good at setting up those flashbangs. Again, the layered flashbangs going to top banana really worked out well. Inter's it's a tragic story. I think he ran to spawn to play some tic-tac-toe, but he realized he's on his own.
Yeah. I'd still find a way to lose.
just like with the eye test.
Can't figure out the math on that.
He's just down there. Sad. But what's your recommendation right now for Gambit? What is the thing that they could... Is there any weakness right now that we've identified so far in NaVi defense?
I think definitely with NaVi's defense, the lesser played spot is Halls, and that can be sometimes where you find your pure duel. You know, we have Simple on patrol. He'll be there once every few rounds, but it is a map of a lot of gambles in that sense, where you start out. But I think that's something that they can take over. And the fact that we haven't seen the situation where NaVi do like a double pit setup. They have Electronic up there, and he's been great. You can still get away with a Halls pop round, which I think would be a massive way to skip some of the other types of map control they're trying to take and fail doing so.
I suppose if you execute that kind of a pop early on, there's even a chance that you hit it while NaVi still have 3 people on the B-bomb side, which they do a lot of rounds. So
yeah, if you know they're going 3B, just run right up middle. If Simple's peeking, you literally just swing as wide as you can, take that duel, smoke arch, wrap the site. A is yours, and if anything, if a team is kind of leaning forward on both parts of the map, then usually Halls is going to be a little bit weaker. But yeah, it's starting out 3B, just as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's become so common, but I mean, obviously, it's hard to punish because you don't know exactly what rounds it's going to happen in, but...
yeah, definitely.
And it only lasts, you can tell, for 10 seconds, and then Bit is starting to rotate back.
Yeah, this is where, you know, Boomit shows what he's worth with the different gamble calls that they make, what they think the other team is going to do. It becomes huge mind games. You can't help but feel like the confidence has been sapped out of Gambit a little bit. They can continue to play slow, but... Oh, wow, so much confidence from Boomich. They get the flash. He doesn't overcommit to the peak, but he sees 2 players and knows what the intentions are.
I mean, they're kind of lucky to be alive right then. With
absolutely,
the
yeah.
AK on the other side could have just well been a quick mow down. Electronic playing that arch position that they didn't check last time against Perfecto, and that cost them the round. I'm sure this time they're going to do a better job. Flash through, but no. Oh. Simple is there, and it's not even up to Electronic to get the kill. Nafany is just dead before he even does anything. Inters with a pretty good trade, but they're still going to be careful. They must win against Perfecto without losing anyone else. He shoots him right through the tree. That is a rare kill. And 25 seconds here for the 2-1-4. And NaVi, they can slow this down. They can take a deep breath right now. Simple, he'll cover the cross and get one. He's shot, I think, right under him, right between his legs. And now it's Hobbit. 1 versus 2. Surely there's no way to win this round for Hobbit. He's already locked in. He can't really escape this position by the coffins. They're going to be doubling up on this side. Oh, wait. He backs up. He doesn't even check it. What a lot of confidence from Hobbit. They're right in front of him as well. He's a little bit tagged up, but not quite enough. There's the headshot and reloading as he tries to make his way back. Hobbit, they need this round. Gambit, this one might be for the first half, and he misses the spray. It's so close. But Perfecto able to get it right at the end. And NaVi, they find another one, 9-3.
Oh, he had that one bagged up, man. There's some cold sweats coming off his teammates' foreheads in just those few moments. That's crazy. What a play. And
how much of a badass do you have to be to back up into that, into that construction angle?
Knowing he could be right behind you. Yeah, that was such a confidence move. I mean, that was insane. Such a nice attempt. What a shame. He knows he had that.
Yeah.
And he even had chances to play down the time if he didn't fully commit to the peak, but he had it lined up. Oh, that's a tough one. Could have been an 8-4 situation off of that clutch. Even production thought the round was over, where Simple shot the op. Yeah, it seemed like it was done for sure.
It probably should have been a bit earlier.
That was his refresh moment.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Wow.
13th round. The Leals are back. Sign of the times right now for Gambit, isn't it?
Yeah, I like the imagery of how it just looks so skeletal compared to the AK as well. It's like an AK but missing bits.
Yeah, it's true. Very clear sign where you couldn't get the one you really wanted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, our AK at home.
Boomich and Perfecto. Top banana. Hard to flash both of them. Not even just hard, probably impossible the way that they're set up around here. Smoke is going to go down. Oh, and Simple
Bam.
forward position. Again, always keeping them guessing.
Finds a way, man. He finds a way to manufacture these opening kills, and it's always a mystery how he just has such a good beat on the situation. But instead of them doing something and NaVi coming out late, he starts off with the lurk. Perfecto's still here in top mid. They haven't even thought about Perfecto at this point. And he sees the remaining 2 players as well.
It's everything you wanted in that moment. Happy to give his life for that round. 25 seconds, trying to force their way into the bomb site. There's nothing they could do right here. This round will go to NaVi, no matter what. Inters up on top of the barrels with 14 seconds left, and he is going to be run down from at least 3 different angles. Boomich will find the last one. Good triple kill round for him, and a 10-3 lead in favor of NaVi. They are just 6 rounds away, Blonders, from being crowned champions.
We had one weird round from NaVi where Perfecto fell out and then got naded on his exit, and that was where B got completely excavated. But so far in this game, the B defenders need tons of credit. The dynamic moves from Boomich and him and Perfecto on this side of the map have been instrumental, and it feels like every single time they try something new, the first player from Gambit dies. Whether it's a flash peek, playing car in that way, top of sandbags, a lot of opening kills have come because of Boomich and because of Perfecto's support.
Clearly very frustrating. I mean, again, it's just the fact that these rounds are so stretched out. So even when Gambit do win the odd round, NaVi have had plenty of time in the meantime to build up their bank. There isn't even that horizon where you could say, well, just win one more round, we get them to eco. That's not even really a possibility right now. So devastating. Tech9s are back with the Deagle as well, and a lot of HE grenades. Looks like the kind of play where, I mean, it could be one of those hole pops kind of round here with the Tech9s.
They still haven't done anything like that, and I think, you know, in terms of conditioning, you've got to give every part of the map a little love. And it must be frustrating. They feel like they're close to these kills. Boomich is always there to fight them, but they're never one step ahead of him, and that's their biggest problem. But I mean, one thing is for sure, you wait NaVi out, eventually they will leave B and top Banana alone and give you the opportunity to come in, but Boomich will have to always get an opening kill. Oh, Perfecto, clapping him up.
Yeah, he's been bored a little bit out there.
Yeah.
He hasn't had so much action in the B bomb side. He's just been assisting Boomich and getting multi-kills.
Yeah, 15-3 and 13-5 between the 2 of them.
Yeah, it's time to shine right there. Hobbit trying to find it. Boomich is so excited. 11-3. Mohan, what? I don't even know what's left for Gambit right now.
Yeah, it's closed right now. It's too late to come through with the master game plan to really talk about how you're going to work different parts of the map. It's simply the last round. You're fighting for dignity just to get 4 rounds. Came into the series, you won the first map, you got onto your map pick, you lost. You didn't actually stand a chance, and now you have to play Inferno, a map you know and love, but a third map where NaVi, you look over to the other side of the room and they're just smiling from ear to ear.
They're so close to doing it. What a year it would have been for NaVi as well.
Oh my God. At every major event that they attended, they won. The only major event that they didn't win was IEM Winter, and they just weren't there.
Yeah, which is...
It's like how Simple has the highest rating on every single map except Vertigo.
It's so stupid, isn't it? Oh, what do you do?
And that would be Bit going 4 for 4 on LAN wins in his first year as a professional CSGO player.
That must have never happened before, I have to assume.
No.
Boomich and Perfecto put under pressure again, and this time a good opening for Axile. He'll take down Boomich towards the coffins. They know Perfecto is back here, angling for a multi-spray, but it'll stop at the first one. And Hobbit guarding the middle at the same time. So this is a really successful hit, and should very much be a 4th round here for Gambit. Simple and Electronic are left 2 versus 3 in the bomb side right now. Hobbit is quite far away. And theoretically, if they were really quick about it, they could probably get this site before he shows up, but I don't know how they would get the kills. You can, in fact, shoot through, but they're standing on the other side of a box, which you can also shoot through that box, by the way, but very hard to do. Nafani goes down, Electronic, and Hobbit is next. Oh, no, please. This can't be happening. He's going to swing for it, and Intus will stop the madness. Finally, 11-4 in the first half. Second half is coming up. Last chance for Gambit to do anything in this grand finals.
Who has wronged me throughout my career? all the tournaments he's made us lose, probably cold. Be very nice.
I'd like to have my last map either on Cache, the old Cache, or Mirage. I think these two are my favorite maps by far.
I will say Ancient. It will be a fun game for sure, so that's why.
I would want my last competitive game to be on Inferno. It's been my favorite map for my whole career, and we've had some great matches on there, and it's always a fun time to play some Inferno.
My last competitive game, I would like to be on Dust 2, probably. Just for the overall CSGO feeling. Dust 2 is like the map, so. Oh, it would be like a 1915 game, you know, overtime to get all the good feelings of Counter-Strike and all the adrenaline kicking through your blood. So for sure, like a close game.
My last game of my career should be against the best team at that moment, and I hope that will be in the grand final.
I would say Heroic because it's like tough opponent, and I'd like it will be a tough game for sure. It will be really cool if I will play versus them.
I would like my last game to be against the best team in the world, whoever that's going to be. Right now, it's Gambit, but who knows who it's going to be in the future. But hopefully we go out playing the best team and come out with a win.
2017 was a good year for FaZe. We were always had back and forth battles with MIBR/LG and SK and that old lineup, and the games have always been so good with them, and probably would like my last game to be against those guys if time would let it be.
Last kill of my career should be with a Deagle. I think I'm one of the best Deagle players out there, and I think
Пять, вышли. Уже
Я крышу в тюрьме.
6. 2. Еще 2.
Я 2 смог на Б. Я с тобой, Илюх.
Живите.
Лево забрал.
Я 22. 2.
Звук?
На Б идут. На Б идут. 2. Еще. Найс. Нет, Б должен быть. Должен быть Б.
Я выживаю.
Аккуратно.
Не пикай.
Умирай, да.
Я дал флеш на тобой просто.
Он с тобой может
Я сразу ворвусь, окей, парни?
Давай.
Давай. Врывайся.
Врывайся.
Я врываюсь.
За тобой, спадан!
Хорош.
Найс.
Алик, побегите за...
Everyone on the team is dead calming. Simple literally just playing.
Caught red-handed backseat gaming.
Yeah, really. The call is simple. More.
That is great. But he did say pick up the AWP, please.
Ah, yes.
You know, makes a difference.
Yes.
Second half is coming up. It's NaVi and Gambit here at the Blast World Finals, and we are in the final half of the tournament. And NaVi are well on their way to winning yet another tournament at the end. The odds 11-1 in favor of NaVi.
Yeah, maybe even generous based on what we've seen in that first half. Because, I mean, look at Perfecto and Boomich are looking like Simple and Electronic with the frags they got, both sharing a sight out of the last half. We take the T side. I mean, I like NaVi's T side literally more than their CT side on this map. I think it's so powerful, and it just when they're comfortable. They've been here before a million times. They know they can do it. I just can't even believe there was that many frags to go around.
Yeah, I mean, partly because so many of the rounds were not even bomb plants or anything for it. It was just raw kills coming in from NaVi.
So the attack will come forward. There's not a particular stack here on the CT side. There's not going to be a lot of support. Typically, you don't want to have the guy in CT to help out, but it'll be Nafany with the only flashes of the round.
Oh, nice start. Hobbit. Beautiful headshots to begin with. He's finally going to be dealt with. Bit will find the headshot. they do have the P250 on Simple, so that's really worth keeping an eye on, especially in the afterplant. It could get a bit spicy. Electronic will go down into through the smoke, able to find him. And Simple back here. He may have to do all the work. The Glock is up close there for Bit. He's just a bit of a stopgap to buy some time.
Oh my God.
There's the first headshot ringing out. Yep, and I know what you're thinking as well. This should be the round for Gambit, but it might not be. One more. Simple picking up Axel, and they win the clutch. Unbelievable. 2 versus 4. You saw it. You foreshadowed it coming.
Oh, you could feel it. The P250, just that little buff in accuracy, and Simple not dying at quad. 1 peak, 2 peak, and the reactions are just too slow. And you see Bit up close in this situation. Probably the 2 best players you'd like to have these days in a 2-on-4 situation. And no matter how mad Hobbit is about the fact that he gave up a fantastic attempt in the clutch, you've just got 2 beasts waiting for you, controlling your every movement, and they just look so composed. You can't believe that, man. 4 rounds away from winning this whole damn event.
Oh, I think the whole world could feel that coming. As soon as you realized he was back there, and all of the tools that they would have normally had to get rid of that position, Molotovs, HE, you don't have any of those in the pistol round. You can't do anything about it. So, just peaked all the time. 12-4.
Yeah, just overemphasizes quad. Such an important part of the map. Now, with this anti-eco, you know, NaVi are going to be calm and composed, but they recognize that Gambit, they're hungry right now, and they're desperate, and they'll take any risk that they need to. This 5v4 will alleviate a lot of the tension that's building, but which way will it go?
Inters and Shiro and Axel, I mean, if they get wrapped on here, they surely can't actually defend the bomb site.
It's the perfect attack, really. Up in the halls, no one's close up. Rotations are there, but these are rotators with sidearms.
Yeah. Oh, and at range. Wait, is that a team shot?
Yeah, I think you got hit through the... I don't even know. Yeah, it might have been, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. They're going to win the round anyway here. Just overwhelming it. I mean, yeah, if you're in that position, if you're Gambit, you're praying that they go for an explosion towards quad and that Haycart, you want them to sort of run into a 3-0 crossfire. But when they sort of wrap around the bomb site like that, it's just impossible.
Yeah, the 1-3-1 arch wrap is just the perfect way to deal with pistol in players. You keep the maximum distance. There's no way to hide in that whole archway, whereas opposed if you come into lane, there's a direct crossfire between the site and mini pit. Oh, man. That couldn't have got worse. Just follow the trajectory. So this is where the bowling ball came from. Oh, man. That's 4 alive. Confident win. 13-4. All their guns they carry forward. They're standing so far and above Gambit right now.
Oh, that chicken's trying to get away on this.
You really feel bad for these two. You're just catering to PETA. You don't want the emails to come in. I'm not scared. Bring it on. I eat chickens.
I bet they don't watch Counter-Strike.
I'd even eat those ones even though they're completely empty.
Yeah?
Yeah,
and blown up by C4?
I'll eat the feathers.
That's all right.
Just to make a statement.
Very aggressive, but okay.
I'll eat the feathers.
Like getting ready for...
I'll dip their feathers in ink and I'll write a book about it too.
Okay, well now we're talking. This is the content that we've been missing all along. 2022 is going to be a different year, I can already tell. It's 13-4. NaVi, 3 more rounds is all they need, and Gambit have not yet found the solution, and probably won't find it in this round either. Don't have the funds yet to really buy, so the scale of the comeback is hard to really explain. I mean, once they get the rifles, they're going to have to do everything perfectly after having basically stumbled through the map so far.
Yeah, there's at least some magic in that, knowing that it you feel like it's already lost almost, then you suddenly start playing your game. That's the Vitality story. That's the Liquid story. And it's just that, yeah, then when the comeback becomes real, it just gets harder and harder, and NaVi just have to stumble over the finish line and win a lucky round, and it's all over for you. So we'll see if Gambit can even get that far.
Oops. Hobbit fires the gun a bit early. Flashbang will find him. Good movement and good awareness for NaVi to be ready for that kind of thing. Axel is on his own. Don't know if they know where he is yet, but at some point they're not even really going to care. It will be a 14-4 scoreline.
That's good. Shiro 5 and 16. Even on maps they lose. Like, that is such a rare sight. Axel 4 and 14. Nafany 2 and 16. It's just not been close. Like,
give a guess at how many times Simple's died so far?
5, 6,
6 times.
6 times. Yeah. Oh my God.
Boomich is on 5.
Boomich is on 5, man. Holy. Yeah. At the beginning of this tournament, they lost to Liquid. They crawled through the lower bracket. They started chewing people up. They still didn't look perfect in spots, even though Simple was absolutely himself. They referenced it via Blade, you know, saying there were still problems on T side, TP sides here and there, even though he can be quite particular about, you know, every little detail. But they still are able to, you know, be good enough, And now they're really peaking in every single sense.
So really, the lesson for this tournament is that North American Counter-Strike sent this all happening. They sent them down a lower bracket. They started this chain of events.
They wrote the script. Yes. Team Liquid are the FNS of America.
Blame them is what we're hearing. Blame them. 14-4, 19th round. Another chance here for Gambit. This time they have rifles. They've got Shiro on that AWP. I think you're right. There is a certain... It's an interesting position to be in when you realize we probably already lost it. Let's just try and go out swinging and give them everything we got. Wow, he just stands at the corner and wall bangs him.
And they both actually hit each other. That's just two geniuses of the game right there.
Yeah, and you said they played each other a lot, right? They know each other intimately, and that kind of shows. Simple and Electronic out of the round. Boomich nearly guessing that spray preemptively, but not going to be rewarded. And it's a 5-on-3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just some damage transferred back to Gambit, but the kills, that's what matters. And Gambit will continue to stay afloat, it looks like. Now, if I were to pick a site, I would say B is probably the better one in this situation.
Yeah.
Again, always keeping an eye on the support flasher players, and their rotations are very slow right now. 2 curled up in the back of the site, which means a lot of eggs are in this basket, while the HP is low. The aim is sharp. God Flash getting prepped. This is one of the strongest setups on the CT side that you can have for the B site.
Molotovs make it a bit interesting, but they have a counter of their own. And NaVi should almost want to sort of smoke this out before too much backup gets here. 24 seconds, but they patiently wait. I'm actually pretty impressed that they managed to just wait that one out.
Mm-hmm.
That seems risky to me. 18 seconds as they creep through. Smoker's setup. He's not that far from it. Maybe could have worked out, but now it's definitely done. And Bit will have to run away and save what he has.
That was so unfortunate. They just, that's just the edge of the smoke. And his total body could have been showing. You're smoke blind instantly, even if you're just touching it. So Gambit win a very nice round easily.
Yeah,
Cool.
They are. That's one step in the right direction.
Yes.
First one picked up in the second half.
Put one foot in front of the others. That's the advice.
Hobbit is still top of the board for Gambit. I feel like every game I've seen with Hobbit so far in this tournament, it's pretty much been him doing a lot of the work.
Yeah, he shows his resilience, and it was always such a mystery why after they won the major, he just took this, you know, year-long siesta, 2-year siesta, or just went down into a team that couldn't perform. But the fact that he could believe he could get back up there again, I mean, what an absolutely amazing story. I don't think we have anything to really mirror that in any of CSGO.
No, doesn't happen.
I don't think so.
Really?
Not with a major win to boot. I mean, that seems nuts.
Yeah, that's normally where you get that major win, and then that sparks up a lot. You're like, now we're ready to really run with it. But
yeah, then you go to Hellraisers.
Then you go to Hellraisers.
You go to Eyebrows logo. All right. Okay, defending against match point. That's the story for Gambit. They know they've got a long road, but they've got nothing else to do today.
Nope. Have to keep going. There's no default surrender in this. Gonna have to fight it out all the way. 20th round. Axile forced back early on. Gonna be Electronic. I almost wanted him to test how far up he can get, because if you get the information early on the T side that you can get near that hay cart, that could be so much fun later on to play around.
Gambit making an early risk here, just really emphasizing Arch when there's only one player left in the B site and they don't have control. And NaVi are taking map control on both sides of the map right now. This is disgusting, but it doesn't mean that it'll work. We still actually have good positions here from the CT side. Whoa. Oh my God.
Heads up play from Shiro.
Super aware, man. Awareness 100. But look, they kept their options wide open. There's still only one person here.
Yeah, they're basically playing B as a retake right now, presumably thinking Hobbit could get a kill before anything really happens. That's very, very close. Boomich makes the run. Smoke goes down as well. 30 seconds, and a bit of an angle there, but Shiro lightning fast to click that trigger, and he's going to be able to take down Boomich. 25 seconds. Well, they're going to try for the bomb plant. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, cannot do that. That's the angle you're looking for.
There are no mollies, so they can either smoke quad if they want to and make this difficult. Oh my god! No way he did that.
He just got boosted up instantly, and he saw him somehow impossibly right over. They know that he's up there, but he's still alive. He falls back down there. Spit with the headshot. Gambit, you have a massive man advantage going into this retake, but it's dwindling every second now. Perfecto at the angle takes down Axile, and Gambit, it looked like it was meant to be that they could get to 6 rounds, but I'm not so sure anymore. Shiro 1 versus 3, and NaVi, they force their way back into the round, and they're gonna get to 15-5.
What a win. What a creative move to make up on quad to see over top of the smoke in that late round situation to capitalize an opportunity I think most would not even find. What an incredible reaction. I mean, to barely see somebody, well, we had X-Ray on.
Yeah.
He barely saw a hat in that situation. But the thing was that Gambit entered into this retake. They didn't even have a Molotov to work with. And that's when quad, like we saw on the pistol round, becomes its strongest. Not only that, but you got an op sitting there.
I thought he was going to get punished as he tried to fall back down. I thought maybe Shiro could have got him there.
The smoke was still dissipating. Yeah, me too.
Oh, man. Gambit need 10 in a row. I don't know if there's anyone that believes that can happen right now. NaVi, pick up a kill right there. Taking down Perfecto. It's not a bad start to the round. That was his 5th kill, by the way. Axile's also at 5 kills. Says a little bit about how much they've been punished. Crossfire working out fairly well at the moment. And Axile, just as we mentioned his name, started to make up for it. Bit strong headshot, but he is on his own. Trying to win this in a 1 versus 5, essentially. Very low on health, and there should be absolutely no way with the bomb lost as well.
Yeah, I think you actually heard they both shared the audio there on the footsteps going back and forth, and Bit's only prerogative is just do a lot of damage. If he knows that Gambit have no money, they won't be able to buy an op if he even gets that kill down at the right timing. So, of course, going to prioritize staying alive. But yeah, he's fully well aware of this threat sitting up on the window, and he refuses to forget about it. But it does seem like he's trying to carve a way out of the round instead of make the win happen.
Yeah, he's managed to get pretty far away from the action, so possible that he could save the AK if he really wanted to. He's got a flashbang and some armor as well.
Well, it's another decent round. So you know, here with 2 frags opening things up for NaVi, Axile holding down lane, and Simple had an opportunity to shoot on both sides, and he got damage off versus Inters on Arch, but couldn't land that one trade needed on Axile. And that's where the round totally fell apart.
Well, you brought this up earlier, and I think now is where it's really relevant. All NaVi need is to stumble into one lucky opening, any kind of small hiccup from Gambit, and they're done.
Yeah.
So
watching that last retake round, that didn't inspire confidence.
No.
To win in that situation. On top of the fact that you got the 4v2, on top of the fact that Perfecto, Boomich, and Simple all top fragging at the same time coming out of the first half, it is a mountain of problems.
Shiro confident to take that fight down the middle. He might as well be electronic. Looked actually like he wanted to make that run and turn the corner, but the Molotovs will make him think twice. Everyone is here except for Bit, who is fighting Axile. And, I mean, he got the spray through the wall last time and nearly killed Shiro. This time, he'll find Axile and take him down. That's a smooth move.
Yeah, okay, that's the jackknife frag. This would send most CT teams into disarray. Gambit will still continue to be comfortable, but whether they know it or not, they're very primed for the taking here on NaVi. Map control taken at the top of B. They've done it quite quietly. No one's here peeking or retaking at all. The 2 rotations are nowhere near Arch, and in fact, they're going to start moving out of this spot. But NaVi opens up.
Good strong kill to begin with. Crossfire attempted. NaVi has to do it on his own. That's a really cool transfer. He managed to get 3 at the end, which is more than you could have hoped for. Bomb is being planted though. And Shiro and Inters, they're far away. They do not have a defuse kit currently picked up. By the time they get here, and again slowed down by another smoke. Oh, it's going to be really tricky, isn't it?
Oh, they're going to play this off contact. Simple shoots. Teammate peeks. Either they both die or they both get kills.
Oh, there's the swing initially. Shiro, oh, he throws the gun at him. He's toying with him a bit. And Shiro, he gets the headshot on Simple, but still, Bit is left alive on the other side. The bomb is ticking right now. I don't know if there's a kid on the ground, but he needs to move. He needs to be quick, and it's not going to happen. 16-6, another tournament win. This time, Blast World Finals for NaVi. Absolutely the best team in the world right now.
If you couldn't prove it before, this is the final piece of evidence. The last tournament of the year. They raised the trophy. We have Bit undefeated on LAN this year, winning every major event he attended. This roster raking in some unbelievable results as a unit. The best team Simple has ever had in history.
Yeah, and he's had to go through a lot in his career, without a doubt. He's managed to keep his cool throughout it, mostly at least, and now it's all paid off at the end. I mean, what a magical story this is. Hard to believe what we're witnessing here in Gambit. They put up a brave fight. They managed to take them on one map. They could have had a chance on Ancient, maybe, and on Inferno, they ran out of steam, and it was NaVi that just prevailed. They look undefeatable. They have been undefeatable this year. Hard to believe what we're witnessing right here. A simple smile on his face. Everything they tried to win, they've done it this year. That's just amazing. We have backs ready with the champions.
Oh yes, NaVi have done it once again. Boomich, I'm going to start with you, man, because you drop your map pick, you fight back on Ancient, but then on Inferno, you wipe the floor of him, and you were getting loud. Easy game?
No, of course it's not easy game. I don't want to say it's easy, so I'm very proud of my team. We do it from lower bracket like a start of the year, so I'm very happy right now, and it's good holidays incoming.
And were you saving a lot of energy for that last game? Because you got loud, man.
Yeah, I was saying in an interview yesterday I will scream versus NaVi and Apex, of course. I'm loving to doing it, like give energy to my team and confidence.
You certainly screamed him down, man, as well. Now, Sasha, the lower bracket run once again for you guys. Now back-to-back World Finals champions. How does it feel, man?
Feels good. It feels good, especially from lower bracket. So it was the repeat from 1 year before. So yeah, I'm proud because we managed to lose our peak in grand final, and everything was so shaky. It felt like Blade said before, we had no fuel. But at the end, yeah, everyone woke up, and it feels great to win like this, you know. So I'm really proud of my team once again.
How tense was it though for you guys as a team on Ancient?
I mean, we didn't expect them to pick Ancient, and we haven't practiced this Ancient, but we knew what they're gonna do, and we had a really good preparation before the last blast. So that's why I think we won our Ancient. We had a really good setup, and we had really good understanding how they play and what we're gonna do against them.
And you were saying about running out of energy, but for Inferno, you guys came fully recharged. What changed between the maps?
I think when we group up together before third map, it was the best, how to say this?
The cheer, the group
yeah,
up halfway?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was the best one that I ever had. We were so fired up, and after every round we told ourselves that Boomy should be more louder than NaVi, because NaVi said it helped his team, so we just decided to help to ourselves more, you know.
Well, it definitely worked, and you guys have done it in style. But now it's time for you to celebrate and grab this trophy. The back-to-back World Final champions here at Blast Premier. It's Natus Vincere!
once again from Stockholm to the fall finals to once again here in Copenhagen. In the only fashion they know how, they round out 2021 by lifting another trophy for themselves. And what a fashion to do it in on that third and final decider map of Inferno.
Well deserved for NaVi. Not a doubt in the world that they've been the best team throughout 21. Not a doubt in the world that in this final they were the better team as well. As you said, Freya, finishing it out in style. Inferno was very one-sided. Unfortunately for the competitive side of the game, it would have been fun to see these two teams go toe-to-toe. But again, you gotta give it up for NaVi. The best team at the tournament, the best team of the year, and without a doubt, a deserving winner of Blast.
Yeah, what a year for NaVi. I mean, this is what NaVi fans have been waiting all along, right? Some consistency. They were always able to win a tournament here and there, but never really multiple in the same year or consecutively and whatnot, let alone a major, right? And they come in, they win a major without dropping a single map. They win all the big lands that they've actually decided to attend. They were, okay, let's give an opportunity to some of the other teams as well. And yeah, here at the Global Finals, as the fall finalists, fall champions versus the spring champions in Gambit, like just an ideal way to close out the year for the Blast circuit. And yeah, just really a statement win in the end in the manner in which they just stomped Gambit.
And that's the incredible thing. Any doubts we had about NaVi and potentially, running out of steam towards the end of the year, they definitely absolutely dismissed those assumptions coming into Inferno. It's a fashion that we know and love about NaVi, and just an incredible performance from everybody throughout this tournament.
For sure, and it's a team victory. It's not the simple show, it's not the electronic show, it's the NaVi show. Every single player throughout this tournament had a moment he can be super proud of. The coach Blade came in well prepared as well, got thrown off guard by the Ancient pick. We can't forget that, and they win out on Ancient. When needed the most, they step up, and I think that is a headline I want to cherish for NaVi throughout this year. When needed the most, they do step up. When needed the most, Simple will step up. And then, as Janko said, consistency is key for this lineup, winning time and time again.
And it's hard to call something a rivalry if it's pretty one-sided as it is in NaVi's favor on LAN, but I've never heard NaVi like that, like they were on Inferno, right? Like that's a sort of a bit of a grudge match. Gambit was beating them a lot online, right? But now on LAN, it wasn't even really that close. I mean, the map wins in this final were dominant for NaVi, so you could also tell they had this, they were aware that it's the last game. It's like they are probably very tired, exhausted even, right? It's hard to get that. They were almost purposefully being loud and celebrating more than they usually do, just so that they can find something extra in the tank.
And it's been an absolute marathon for the side of NaVi. Simple, do you want to grab a headset there? I'm sure you've got a few words to say after an incredible victory. Yeah, just pop that one on there. There we go. Huge congratulations, Simple. Yeah, another victory on the cards for you. I'm sure you've been asked this question time and time again, but feelings to end out the year with yet another trophy in the cabinet?
It's great. It's gonna be a great holidays for me and my team and my family, so I'm really proud that, first of all, we finished not only with trophy, but with top 1, and we had 4 LANs in a row maybe, or yeah, it's around 4, so I'm really proud of my team, and it's first time happened to me, so it feels good, yeah.
Yeah, you guys obviously had a great year, and we just said it here on the desk. It seemed that on that third map, the players were getting even more excited than usual. I saw Electronic stand up, Boomage was really loud. It's that because of Gambit was beating you a bit more online, that you had that extra, wanted to beat them a little bit extra, or was it just because it's the last, tournament of the season?
Yeah, it's because, as I said before third map, we just grouped up together, we screamed, and it was, as I said, the best screams that we ever had, It was so fired up, and we told Boomage that he need to just be more louder than NaVi, because he gave so much confidence for them when he screamed, but we stopped their scream, I guess, yeah.
Simple, as you said, it's been a very long year. Stats-wise, you're the best you've ever been. You won a lot of tournaments, you won a major finally as well. You said it's going to be a nice vacation. Is this the best year in your career?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I want next year or maybe in 2 years be better, but I understand it's more harder now to get better year with this kind of achievements.
Has it been the hardest year as well? You said there's been a lot of competition. We saw Gambit in the beginning of the year really pressuring you guys. Has this been the hardest year of your career as well?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Especially the last 3 months when we just practicing non-stop, and I mean, every after win you think oh, the holidays soon, so you can chill, but after majors there was 2 more tournaments, and I'm glad that we did it.
I want to ask about the reflections of the team throughout this year, because this is kind of a mirror result of what we saw at the Blast World Finals of 2020. Obviously, at the beginning of this year, you guys are being pushed down to the lower bracket by Liquid, managing to claim revenge of them over again. So what do you feel like are the biggest differences from the team from the beginning of the year coming into the later stage in the end of 2021?
The biggest difference that we actually was favorites like for last maybe half year, so it felt really different. Like when you're consistent winning tournaments, you come to tournament and you just feel you're gonna win. It's hard to explain, but it's not like before when you come and you never know what's gonna happen. But right now it's more about us than about anyone else.
Simple, you've been playing for a long time, and you've been trying a lot throughout your career. A guy that this is all relatively new for is Bit. Could you try put a few words on his performances and what he's doing so well for you guys, coming in as a rookie and helping you guys and helping you to win a major?
Yeah, I mean, he's progressing really fast. I mean, it's the third time I get this question, but I always have the same answer. But yeah, he asks what he did wrong. Sometimes he don't understand what he did wrong. We just trying to explain him as fast as possible so he get more new information and he can upgrade his skill and communication as well as fast as possible. Because sometimes you don't have time, especially when you practice in a lot maps and you have no breaks. You're just trying to work with him as much as possible.
You know, when you guys won Cologne, you said something along the lines of, my haters became my fans, I need to find new haters. After the year you had since then, won multiple tournaments, the major, right, the best player in the world, do you think it's possible that there are any simple haters left in 2022?
Of course. I saw them yesterday in Twitter. I saw them every time when we lose. Especially I saw them when we lost to Liquid first time. So yeah, I mean, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, haters. I hope you're doing fine, and Merry Christmas to everyone who's watching CS and like it. Thank you.
I don't know how you can have any haters out there, Simple, particularly after the performance that you've pulled off, particularly here at the World Finals. A well-deserved MVP, another trophy to add to your cabinet. You've got to be proud of your own performance, just looking at yourself individually throughout this year, right?
Yeah. I mean, it was fine.
It was fine,
good.
that's it?
It was. It's much better when you play with teammates that can always hold your back, you know.
I mean, if you don't want to say it, I think we all agree up here, and a lot of the fans out there, maybe even the haters as well, Simple, that you are the best player to touch this game. You've done it again this year, and you've taken back the number one spot on the world ranking list. I think it's fair that you accept that. You're the number one right now.
Thank you. That's nice. I wanted to hear it. I hope people will understand this.
They have to.
Because, yeah. I mean, I'll try my best for next year as well. I understand that there's a lot of good players, and I don't want to lose this ranking to them, you know. Especially when my team on point. I don't want how to say this. I don't want to play like a bit bad, you know. Not like I usually play.
You don't want to let the team down, yeah.
Yeah, and especially with trophies. And I mean, I think I'm doing good impact, but I want to do a bit more, you know. But I don't want to do less, and I understand that I need just play it 24/7 like I did before.
It's almost mind-blowing to hear that from you, that you're concerned about, you know, not being good enough for your team, when you've just been head and shoulders above the rest.
I don't want to imagine when I'm gonna be washed up, so I'm trying my best to stay here, you know.
Well, there's definitely no doubting your determination coming into any competition. I just want to give you a moment to say anything to the fans that have been supporting you throughout this year and seeing you lift so many trophies coming into the end of it.
Where should I look?
Yeah, this big one there.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello, operator. Okay, just thanks everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed the CES in Denmark for the last two events, and I hope you enjoyed the major. And I want to wish you, your family, and your friends Happy New Year and Merry Christmas. I hope you will do well. Just set some goals for 2022 and just do it. If I did it, you can do it as well.
I love that. Thank you so much, Simple, for that. Some inspirational words. Yeah, we don't want to keep you any longer. Go off and celebrate with your team and have a happy Christmas and New Year yourself. I absolutely love getting to hear from Simple.
I feel inspired.
Right? Yeah.
I want to go achieve something now.
You know what? Over Christmas, I'm going to start grinding. Yeah. I'm going to start grinding those MMs. I'm going to start grinding those Facebook games. Maybe I'll become the next Simple. But the fact that he's saying it, he's just so humble, man. The fact that he's saying he doesn't want to drop off coming into next year. And that's the most amazing thing about him as a player. He's always looking to get to the next level.
He's a grinder. He's a hard worker. People sometimes forget that. Simple is, of course, super talented at the game. There's no doubt about that. He has a sixth sense for the game. His understanding for the game is is up there with the very, very best, but is also a player who plays a tons of FPL, a tons of Face It, who is grinding a lot, who's working a lot. Sometimes talent is enough, but when you combine talent with hard work, you get the guys like Simple.
The guy's a machine. Like he's an absolute machine. He comes back from an event in North America, you know, like a 6-9 hours time zone difference. He lands at 4 p.m. At 7 p.m. he's streaming Face It. Like that's just, you know, it's just crazy the amount of work he puts in, and that's why he's the best player to ever touch this game as of right now. And I also think that like the reason why he's gotten to that last step and like elevated his game is because he has so much confidence in his teammates. He doesn't need to go for like he doesn't have that feeling he needs to go for plays for them to win games. So he just goes for what he feels is the best play, and there's no like pressure, there's nothing influencing his decision making. And you know, that sometimes is a problem, like when you feel like you're overly aggressive. And yeah, he's just head and shoulders like above everyone else.
It is thoroughly well deserved, and smiles all around for Simple. Unfortunately though, that does mean that Gambit do come in that second place here at the World Finals. An incredible run from them up until that final map of Inferno, and it was just unfortunate to see that they couldn't stand up to NaVi when they had done throughout the 2 maps previously.
Of course, it sucks to be Gambit right now in this very moment. Of course, you would have hoped that you could win the tournament, you could get that first trophy on land. But when you look back at this tournament, when you look back at 21, when you look back at the progress Gambit have made over the last couple of years, there's no doubt that they should be super, super proud. They've also cemented themselves now as a top team in the world, right? Maybe the second best team in the world now. Vitality is going to split up. They're going to go into a transition period. I highly expect Gambit to stay together and keep working on the experience they need. But they are right now one of the best teams in the world, and there's no shame in that at all.
Listen, Gambit CS is fine. That's not what's stopping them to go to the next level. I think they need to work on, how should I say this, like the dynamics within the team, the energy, the communication.
You like a bit of fire?
Yeah, exactly, right? It's only coming from NaFi, and that's, you know, when they're winning. Like this game now that they're getting low, you just see the game is like slipping away from them. You know, NaVi basically put them to bed, and that's it. And you're just sinking more and more, right? It's just lingering in your head, and the percentages going into fights are gonna go down and down for you, right? The confidence just isn't there, and it has to be either the coach or at least another player, regardless of the coach, right? You need to find ways to kind of get yourself out of that rut, basically, you know, so that the players are still feeling confident. I think, you know, after first 5-6 rounds, like no one on Gambit believed they could win that game. Like no one was thinking, they were in their heads, in the back of their heads, it's like, it's happening, you know, they're doing it to us again, just beating us, you know, we can't get anything done, you know, we get reset every time we win a round and whatnot, and you need to figure that out. I think that's their main task during this player break. It's not going to be to find new strats or change their game or switch positions or switch roles or switch players. No, just understand that this is a big part of LAN. Like, and being able to perform is how do you always get your players to feel confident even when you're losing, that they believe that you can win no matter what.
Yeah, unfortunately for Gambit, unable to take down their regional rivals in NaVi to close out the year. But Hobbit does have a few words for James Banks ahead of his departure.
I've got Gambit's Hobbit with me here as they end second place at the World Finals for the last event of the year. And Hobbit, you guys started off in style on Mirage, right? Looking really good, looking very confident. You take them down on their map pick. You move on to Ancient, and obviously NaVi can fight back a bit on it. How much have you guys had confidence in your Ancient? Because obviously we hadn't seen you play it all tournament.
Yeah, to be honest, we were pretty confident about Ancient, and we started good, to be honest. We had a plan, but you know, the things sometimes can happen like this, like happened to us. I mean, some nervous, you know, some discommunicate, some mistakes. Of course, it's experience. Of course, for sure. I'm gonna say it's experience because it's a first big tournament on LAN. I mean, of course, no crowd, but still some distracts everywhere. I mean, I'm proud of my team, to be honest. We just need to stay strong, yeah.
And let's talk about that right. It comes to Inferno, though. Yeah. It seemed like you guys mentally got lost a bit once NaVi started to rack up so many rounds against you. Could you feel that, like, because Boomich was loud and Nafani had gone quiet, and we started to worry about more the mental side for you guys as a team?
No, I cannot say that mental. They're just better team. They just did better. And in total, they just outplayed us. I mean, they won Banana game. They won everything. They won Macro game. And they won 9th round. It's also important to start from city side on such a big tournament, you know, big tournament, last map, and you know it's really important how you're gonna start. Yeah, we already, I think, showed that we we won. Yes, when you're starting CT in important match, it's always advantage. So knife round was important. Second thing, they just outplayed us. Yeah.
And so it wasn't even down to the issue, not mental, but was it down to the energy at all as well, or how was that?
I mean, I didn't feel that we don't have some confidence. I mean, I had the feel that everyone playing their game, their best, trying their best, communicating, and you know, we just coach just set us some. He just motivated us before the game. I think everything was good.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, it's not always like we are. I mean, we have some mental problems or something like that. We need to understand that NaVi, the best team in the world, and they can just outplay sometimes. Yeah.
But overall, right, for the last event of the year, a second place on LAN, all this experience you've gained, how would you kind of sum up and give us like some words about your whole year and how proud you are about it all?
I'm really proud of my team. Everyone, coach, manager, analyzed all 5 players. I'm really proud that I found my team. I mean, it's really important. Yes, we have chemistry between us. Everything is good. We just need to stay strong. I mean, everyone in the world see that we are improving tournament by tournament, and we are getting some experience and confidence. And I think everyone understands that we are one of the best team in the world, and for sure gonna be the team who can compete with NaVi.
You definitely showed it today as well. But now time for some rest and then come back for the next season and everything will be better.
Yeah, for sure. We need it, for sure.
Enjoy it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm glad to hear that Hobbit is proud of what himself and the boys have achieved throughout this year. It's been an incredible journey to see Gambit rising to, unfortunately not able to take down NaVi at the final hurdle, but incredibly excited to see what they're going to be delivering next year.
Yeah, I think it has a fair assessment, really, as we talked about. It's not the Counter-Strike that's the problem, just the experience which they've gotten over the course of the second part of the year, and probably just working a little bit on maybe getting more hyped. It's not for everyone. If you have a team full of guys who are more laid back, you can't enforce it on them. But I think if they just figure that part out a little bit more, it will go a long way to helping them perform.
I fully agree. I expect Gambit to be one of the teams next year to contend for titles. I expect him to win the first LAN title next year as well. And as Hobbit said, he's found his home, and I think Gambit are super, super happy to employ him as well. It's a fantastic Counter-Strike team. There's so much potential as well. The average of the average age of the team is 21 point something, right? And Hobbit is dragging that massively up. You look at a guy like Shiro, he can only get better from now. You look at a guy like Exile, he can only get better. So the potential is definitely within Gambit. It's just a question of time.
Yeah, definitely the only way is up for Gambit as they go into 2022. But we've also got to recap our CS Money Play of the Day. Of course, there's no broadcast tomorrow, so it will be announced over on Twitter who is taking this one. And we're beginning off with a little bit of electronic spice, yeah.
Yeah, this is just electronic, nice and easy, getting a couple of kills through the smoke. Always good to see. It was in the loser bracket final against Vitality. Actually, feels like a lifetime ago, but yeah, electronic having a good round there.
NaVi also had great honor, not only in this tournament, but in the game, pulling out a nice USP round right here on Mirage, getting 3 kills in a very pressured situation. Well done by NaVi.
And also, who's going to be the last, if not Simple, the last World Finals MVP, the best player in the world, and the champion here. This was a 2v4 pistol round, right? If Gambit wins this, potentially they can start mounting a comeback, but Simple just says no. It's a nice P250 kills.
Yeah, some absolutely incredible plays to be rounding out the day here and rounding out our year of 2021 in Counter-Strike. Of course, none of those would be possible without our incredible sponsors, CS Money, EPOS, Betway, and of course, Elite as well. Thank you so much for joining us for the duration of the Blast year here for 2021. Of course, we're going to take a quick recap of our bracket for the final time as we round this show out. Some incredible Counter-Strike going down, and I love that we saw a carbon copy of exactly what NaVi delivered earlier on in the year. The exact same team pushing them down to that lower bracket, the exact same redemption arc for them, and yet another trophy, Jacob.
History repeating itself, right? And it takes a certain amount of class to be able to pull it off like NaVi did. They came into this tournament maybe feeling a little bit jaded, a little bit tired. They had achieved the major that Simple has been trying so long to win, and still they're coming in a very professional way. They take their time, right? And they get up to a level where no one could touch them. We saw that in the final. It is fully deserved that NaVi won this tournament and another $500,000 in their pockets.
Oh my God, that must be pushing them near that 4 million mark now. Man, they've made so much bank this year, and well deserved.
Not a bad chunk of change, right? Like that's what you call a money year, really, right? So yeah, the year started with NaVi, it ended with NaVi Next, we see that there's a lot of teams who are in flux right now, changes abound, like everyone's going to be aiming for them, they're going to have a target on their back, and I'm just super excited to see what the next year brings.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see how a lot of these roster changes are going down, what teams are going to be heading into 2022 looking stellar once again. I think all there is left to say is thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me up here on the desk. Have you had a good time to round out the year?
I had an awesome time, it was great, I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, me too. It's been the best tournament the last week for sure.
Yeah, and of course, a huge shout out to everybody at home watching us. I know there's been some incredibly tough times throughout this year and the one preceding it. Being isolated from your friends, your family, your loved ones, seeing any of the just really, really hard times that have hit a lot of people. Of course, a huge shout out to all of you guys for joining us. And this incredible extended Counter-Strike family. It's been an absolute honor, and a huge shout out to production as well for working tirelessly to make this all happen. We'll, of course, see you for more Counter-Strike action in 2022.